Hello, everybody. It's Christina Fasonic broadcasting live from Wheeling, West Virginia, like always. Beautiful sunny evening out. We have a new writer for you tonight, and my co-host Damian Dresick will be on to introduce him. Hi, Damian.
Hey, Christina. How are you this evening?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm fantastic, too.
Excellent. So we have a new writer tonight, Jason
We
Irwin.
do.
And what can you tell us about him?
Well, I have seen Jason read before, and it's stuck in my mind for the better part of a decade. So he's a terrific reader and a wonderful writer. He is the author of The History of Our Vagrancies. I love that title. It's forthcoming from Main Street Rag. He also has written a book called A Blister of Stars from Logos Press that came out a few years back, and Watering the Dead. And that's when I met Jason when he was reading from Watering the Dead from Pavement Saw Press. He has an MFA from Sarah Lawrence College. He lives in Pittsburgh with his wife, who's also a writer, Jen Ashburn, and he's currently working on a memoir. And he can be found at Jason Irwin at blogspot.com. And that's what I've got to say about Jason.
Excellent. Well, I am definitely looking forward to it. And those are some excellent book titles. You know, and they say don't judge a book by its cover. That might be true, but I always judge a book by its title.
Good advice, Christina.
Yeah, so let's bring Jason on. Hello, Jason. How are you?
Hi, Christina. All right. Hey, Damian. Thanks to both of you.
Good to have you on.
Yes. All right. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. We'll be back in a few minutes when you're finished reading.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
All right. My first poem is called My Father Asks Me to Go to Church, and the title is also the first line of the poem. My father asks me to go to church and write the hymn numbers on a sheet of yellow paper. He read about a woman in Michigan who won the Powerball this way. I take the paper and imagine the heavenly choir who will raise their voices when he's handed the $1 million check. Remember those Sunday mornings when I was a child, how I held his hand as he knelt in front of the television while the preacher in a three-piece suit told us to expect a miracle. Now, years later, we drive down to the lake and watch the waves crash into the breakwall. The only thing on TV are repeats my father's seen 100 times. Murder, She Wrote, A Fistful of Dollars, Monk. Most days he spends alone with his papers and pills, anti-aging remedies, and notebooks filled with lottery numbers, his own troubled alchemy. I want to tell him about Emily Dickinson and the cup of coffee I drank this morning while watching the rain. Little miracles that occur every day. But he still expects a cosmic transformation, a new soundtrack that will reinvent his life in ways neither of us can comprehend. My second poem is called Chopin's Heart. And about 2 years ago, I read a story in the New York Times about the composer Chopin's heart, which was found in a glass bottle inside of a pillar in a church in Warsaw. And this poem has come out of that, and it kind of obsessed me for a while. Chopin's Heart. A brief apocalypse has taken possession of my person. The streets are full of melancholy. Yesterday, I fell asleep on the bus. The sound of someone crying woke me. Was it the woman slumped in her seat like a bag of laundry? Or my mother, 40 years ago, the night Elvis died, and I held her hand as she trembled at the kitchen table? In the Times this morning, a story about Chopin's heart, found submerged in a brown liquid thought to be cognac. On his deathbed, Chopin asked that his heart be cut out and returned to his beloved Warsaw. Imagine if our own hearts could be extracted and one day discovered, swaddled like unholy relics. The first known depiction of the heart as a romantic symbol was found in the 13th century French manuscript, where a kneeling lover offers his heart to a damsel. In a tiny box marked "My Tragedy," Chopin kept letters from his lover, Maria Vodinska, who refused to marry him because of his lifelong ill health. Researchers found Chopin's heart to be massively enlarged and floppy, and covered in a white substance that gave it a frosted appearance. In the dim glow of my apartment, I listened to Elvis's early recordings. Obsessed with death, he visited funeral homes late at night to stare at the bodies. A child prodigy and leading symbol in the Romantic era, Chopin feared being buried alive. He often had vivid dreams of damned creatures inside his piano. Outside my window, the sun has fallen behind the rooftops on Highland Avenue. I feel blood pulse through my veins, feel my heart thump and flutter like a trapped bird. Each night I cut it out and place it in a tiny box under my bed, somewhere safe, lest I wake suddenly in the pitch dark, with only the dank earth for comfort. My last poem is called Monk Dreams, and it takes a lot of the lines from songs by Thelonious Monk. Monk Dreams. I surrender, dear. This locomotive is on fire. Meet me at the riverside round midnight, or in Tokyo where the chimneys are green and the monks in their hair shirts and dark desires dream of life on Easy Street. We'll populate our world with comfortable furniture, glasses full to the brim, and raise four for Miles and Bird. Life is a chain of consequences, a song you find yourself riffing on as you go, bending notes, sliding in and out of key, the major, the minor, the flatted sevenths, all the colors that kaleidoscope this dream we keep dreaming. This boogie-woogie bebop life, this runaway train. Thank you. That was all 6 minutes.
Wow.
Wow. Go ahead, Damien.
Jason, I remember seeing you read about 12 years ago, and you were a fantastic reader with great work, but I was unprepared. That was absolutely amazing. I mean, it was both in image and theme, this intoxicating intermingling of the quotidian and the sublime. It was delicious and engaging as trouble. I cannot say, oh, that was just outstanding work. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
That was wild. That was just, damn. You're the man. And I don't say that.
He doesn't. I loved the Chopin piece the most. That was just incredible, the way you were able to weave fact with emotion, and that little bit at the end about taking your heart out. It was, yeah, very, very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
all right. Thank you. Wow.
I know.
You're like, it's readers like you that make me say maybe 8 minutes, maybe 10. That was just
maybe an hour.
Thank you.
With a gin and Coke or something, you know.
Cheers.
Fantastic. Very good.
Thank you so much, Jason, for coming on. And we have a special treat for all the Wacona Live viewers. On Thursday, we have Arlen Hess coming from City Books. One of the reasons that Christine and I started Wacona Live was everybody we knew had their book tour canceled, and all the bookstores had no access to get readers and book buyers into the stores. So we wanted to invite one of our the owners of one of our favorite bookstores, City Books on the north side of Pittsburgh, to come in and talk about some of the books that maybe you could order or somehow manage to get from them, or that you might not know about. So we're excited about having Arlen on, and thank you, Jason. That was just great.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Have a good evening.
You too. Have a good night.
See you, everybody.